This daf Yerushalmi Orlah, and the article Oz V'Adoshem with daf Tes Amud Aleph Rabbi Yossi, which is 6 lines from the bottom. In the Vilna, it's on daf Hey Amud Aleph. It is 8 lines from the top. So along comes Rabbi Yossi, and he says, "Afilu yesh bo shalosh shonim ein b'kol machal shel mitzui." He says that he holds that if the root, which is in the ground, is the size of a machat shel mituach, as we call it yesterday, the weaver's needle, it's a raya that 3 years of Orlah passed. But if 3 years have passed, it's not a raya that the root is the size of a machat shel mituach. So check it out. So as it says, sometimes machat shel mituach. So it's possible that if you have a Mesorah, that this tree is more than 3 years old, even if it doesn't have a shoresh machat shel mituach, it is no longer, it's not Orlah anymore. Rabbi Yossi. He says the Brisa is a riot to Rabbi Yossi. That Omar Rebbe said that Af She'omru V'nos Chamesh V'nos Shesh V'nos Sheva this will tell you about when there are 10 saplings in a base saw. So long as you can plow that base saw all the way up to a base of Saim. So is a base of Saim. A base saw. They're allowed to plow it until Rosh Hashanah of Shemitah. So this Tosefta is saying, and that which it says, talking about to what age is called saplings, that you're allowed, they require extra care, and therefore you're allowed to plow for them right up to Rosh Hashanah of Shemitah. It says there that Rabbi Avsha Amru Benos Chamesh Benos Shesh Benos Sheva. So they said even 5-year-olds are considered to be saplings, 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds. But it's not all 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. Ella, Bigfani Benos Chamesh, in grapevines up to 5 years. B'te'enim Benos Shesh, in fig trees up to 6 years. And Bezesim, in olive trees, Benos Sheva, up to 7 years. So, how could this be? It says here, V'ana, V'ana chame hadein marvosa de te'ena. We see the marvosa here means a young fig tree. Asi bepeire, it brings a fruit even before 6 years are up. Sounds like he doesn't really start boosting fruit to the 6th year, but that's not true. Rabbi Yudin said, it shows here, not Kirai Tarfon, but Rabbi Yudin Bar Tarfon, that's the Rashi of Moshe. So that which makes fruit, nevertheless, before 6th year, the roots do not become thick until the 6th year. As he says here, Rabbi Yudin Bar Trifon, or Tarfon, L'ovia, the width. In other words, even after 3 years, it still can have roots growing thicker and thicker. And that means, we're trying to mean by Rabbi Yossi, that might not reach Machal Shel Mituach, which evidently is the optimum size for root, until beyond 6 years. So Machal Shel Mituach is right that it's more than 3 years old, but it's not a raya that it's, if it doesn't have a size Machal Shel Mituach, it's not a raya that's not 3 years old. Because the tree's roots keep on growing past the 3rd year. Sometimes it takes the 6th year to get them to maturity. Okay. Now the Gemara says a new thing. Elon Shnekar Bo Brecha. And this goes back to the Mishnah. A tree which was rooted, but it had a runner coming off it. So Gemara says, Ubro Bracha. Even though Brecha seems because of the language of a knee. That you make a knee for the tree and then you bend it back in the ground. We dash it. It's a Bracha. The tree is blessed because it has this extension, this expansion. Rabbi Chuna B'Shem B'Yochid said, Ubo Brecha. No. It's the language of Brecha, not a Lashon of Bracha. What's the Lashon of Brecha? Same idea. Amar Aimon said, Is B'nei Nash Shmon Brecha. Some people have a name, Brecha. That's, even though you would think that Brecha, it's like Bracha. Woman's name, no, I guess Brecha was more masculine. I don't know. And it's a language of, it's a command of Bo Baruch Hashem. And there, the Targum, the Rav Fulda and the Yerushalmi bring down, sometimes says Bricha Hashem. So Bricha, it's like Burich. Like the Yiddish pronunciation. So Bricha is the name which connotes bracha. So Bricha. So again, the Pashup shot is that it's a knee. It comes down to the ground. But we're darshaning that, and some people evidently even call it bracha, some people call it bricha, because of the Lashon of bracha, which implies. Rabbi Zir, Rabbi Yasser, Rabbi Lezer, Shem Mechina, Rabbi Bo, Rabbi Chia, Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Chanina, Shem Mechina, Gamliel. All these names associated with the following statement. Yalda Shesipkal is Kana. If you plant a tree, you have tree plants there as well, where there's Orlah, and you took a branch of a young tree and grafted onto an old tree next to it. They're still connected, though. Here's the young tree, here's the old tree. You took a branch and connected it to the old tree, and the graft took. So now, Tara Yalda, the young tree now gets the status of the older tree, and it's exempt from Orlah. Our Mishnah told us that. Sipuk Kefani, Sipuk Gabi Sipuk. Yeah, it's our Mishnah talking about where you misapik, you grafted one grapevine onto another grapevine. Sipuk Kefani, Sipuk Gabi Sipuk. Afa Pishe Birchel Oretz. Even though you ran it down into the ground as well, not just a graft, mutar. It's permissible. And it's no Orlah. Maybe the one which you ran it back in the ground took root. That before the graft seized with the old tree. So must we're not concerned with that. Once you know the graft seized with the old tree, I guess we have to ascertain that. But once you ascertain that, then the young one loses an Orlah issue, and everything goes after the skena. Says, well, not necessarily. Rabbi Chanina argues, Chanina Brei Rabbi Hillel said Rabbi Yehuda. No, it's going to Rabbi Yehuda. He holds that the grafting, by definition, takes hold before it takes root in the ground. Sounds like a machlokes b'mtzius, but I guess, each one had their own observations here. Now, along comes Rabbi Yosef Chanina, and he argues. Rabbi Yosef Yochanan holds Shloshim Ein Bahem Mamish. So that's weird. The Yerushalmi points out that Lav Dafka, it's a bar language, but it means that on the contrary, the Shloshim Yesh Mamish, the fact that it's you made a sipuk, the graft to the old tree doesn't help you. The Shloshim Yesh Mamish, even though it's phrased Shloshim Ein Mamish, the roots are what determines the year of Orlah, not the graft. Now, there are convoluted ways of dealing with this. How do you take Shloshim and Mamish and make it mean Shloshim and Mamish? And the Farshim all have a discussion here. But really it's a Sipuk Shem Mamish. And the Gra just changed the Kiyosah. The Gra says, Rabbi Yosef Sipuk Emetara Shloshim. The Sipuk does not redeem the Shloshim. In other words, although he limits it. He says if the initial shoe beforehand, the Sipuk after is not Matara them. Because it sounds like a simple shot of the Gemara that no matter what whatever comes first doesn't matter. The shroshim always determine it, not the sipuk. But it's from the Gra. It sounds depends which comes first, the sipuk or the shroshim. But the sipuk comes first. Taka takes first, and that's it's to go follows the kena. If the shroshim take first, then it follows the yalda. But anyway, he says Amr Abizir shroshim emei mamish tevis shroshim emei mamish mutar. He takes them out. Okay. Rabbi Yossi. So Rabbi Zira said to Rabbi Yossi, "But Ferish Matim Rabbi Yochanan, did you hear it's explicit Rabbi Yochanan? Shitase, or did you hear from another shita Rabbi Yochanan said, and you inferred it from his other shita? Then Rabbi Yochanan, because Rabbi Yochanan said, "V'tani came we also in the brayso, hikter shchakach nota potim in Orlah." So Tosefta and Orlah paragraph writes it down. If you consecrate a tree which is severed from the ground, then you planted it, it's exempt from Orlah. Because since the you planted where it was a hekdesh, you planted the place that it's potem in Orlah, because it says nitatem, it's a term for you, except to exempt hekdesh. Not the b'chaki hekdesh chaybrala, but the other vice versa. Then if you first were note and they were makdish, it's chaybrala. V'atin sobri meimar, and you want to draw a parable, an analogy, parallel. I'll say meimar hekdesh potter, it's kena potter. Hekdesh makes you exempt, and Skena makes you exempt from Orlah, the older tree. And therefore, you want to say that that since just like Hekdesh, after, so it sounds like the Gra, so it's like Hekdesh after it got planted is not, no. It's like Hekdesh, no, it's not like the Gra. So like Hekdesh after the planting can't be taken out of the Chiyuv. So too, the Sipuk after this, no, it could be like Gra. So, but the Sipuk after the Shloshim cannot remove from Orlah. So, it could be like Gra. The Sipuk after the Shloshim doesn't move from Orlah. It could be, it doesn't matter which came first, but it sounds more like the Gra. It's just like, keep whamming and annoying here, sorry. And they Gra that just like, again, once Chaim Orlah, Hekdesh can't remove that out of that Chiyuv. So too, once it's Chayav Orlah, as the Yalda, this K can remove the Chiyuv. Well done, it's not comparable. Hekdesh Shoy Livdoso, L'chayvo. However, Hekdesh is suitable to redeem it and make it Chayav. However, Roy Lachshov L'chayvo. So interesting language here. And it's like there, which we say Halacha Aleph, when you are Mesapek a Yalda to a tree which is planted this Yog, it's part from Orlah, the Yalda is not exempt as a result. Since the tree was planted this Yog, you can, the Yalda graft can be Mechayev and Orlah if you designate it for food. So here too, that's why Hekdesh won't exempt it once it became, once it was Chayev and Orlah, because it's even the Hekdesh itself can revert to be Chulin. So therefore, it's not going to change what's already considered to be Chayiv and Orlah. So the but here, Isla Gabes Kena, this Kena remains Skena no matter what. So therefore, since the Kena cannot become Chayiv and Orlah, so therefore it is. I guess its status is stronger. It trumps the status of the Yalda, and therefore, even if the Yalda is a Shvisha, this Keno now can come in, which is not subject to Jay. It's not shaykh to Chashiva, it's not shaykh to P'diya, it's a rock solid putter, so therefore that rock solid putter even takes hold of the Yalda as well. It's interesting explanation. So evidently something extrinsic like a machshava or hekdesh, which can be changed, that can't overwhelm a chiyuv orla which devolved on the tree. But skena, which cannot be changed, it's permanent. Not by machshava, not by p'tiya. Therefore, it trumps any other consideration, and it removes the chiyuv orla, and becomes potter. It's very big chiddush. I'm not sure if I fully understand the logic, but that is the logic that the Gemara is using. And in any event, we will stop here for today because we're already on Yudam Rav.